Yo, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video. We're going through some more underrated decks, and today's deck is going to be the Lightning deck. If you're enjoying the series, let me know down in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe as well, and let's get into it. Alright, today's Lightning deck, like all my decks, is pretty simple. Only 5 cards here, so it's big risk for big reward when it does work out, and this has been my personal favorite deck to use so far. I've had a lot of fun with the other ones for sure. I have very much enjoyed this one, mainly for this one card here, Electivire. 120 HP, 2 energy to do 40 damage, but 4 energy to do 120 total damage. And as fighting types are starting to become less prominent in TCG ranked, Electivire has become a lot more usable. The 120 HP is a little bit tough against the Giratina decks unless you get that giant cape early, and of course without the 4 energy attached we are not going to be able to use that 120 damage, so that's why we're bringing at least 1, and I'm using 2 Pachirisu, getting that extra energy onto our Electabuzz or Electivire. I'm bringing 2 Electabuzz, both of them using Thunder Spear instead of Charge. It'd be nice to have Charge early on because that means we could hit for that 120 a lot earlier, but having the Electabuzz that can do damage early on is also really nice if that Pachirisu gets KO'd earlier than we thought. We're also bringing 2 potions and 2 Pokeballs, trying to get those base Pokemon in there early, but with so many base Pokemon we won't need all of them, so we bring 2 Pokemon Communications to swap out for the Pokemon we do need, a Giant Cape and a Rocky Helmet. The Cape usually for Electivire and Rocky Helmet usually for Pachirisu to keep them alive while also doing damage. 2 Professor's Research, 1 Sabrina and 1 Pokemon Center Lady. It'd be nice to use 2 Sabrinas there, so I may test that as well. 2 Reds and a single Dawn, just in case we're not able to get that energy where we ideally want it to go. Like all my decks, feel free to test out items, supporter cards, and even which versions of Electabuzz you want to use, but without further ado, let's get this started. Alright, we have found our match here. You always know you gotta look to see, is it going to be another dark energy deck? It probably will be. We don't get the first energy, which is a little bit tough. We don't get that Pachirisu to start, which is actually very not nice for us. Going to be MEOWSCARADA, which is nice for us actually because we're not using an EX card here. What we are going to do, however, is go for that Professor's Research. We get our second Pokemon Communication and an Electabuzz. We're obviously going to use that Pokemon Communication, get that Electabuzz out of here, and hopefully get that Pachirisu or even Electivire in early. Electivire would be nice. We get a Pachirisu instead, and we're going to keep them on the bench for the time being. Actually, I might even swap out. Let's see if we can get that Electabuzz right now. Or Electivire. Again, I keep messing that up. Electivire early would be nice as well with this play. We do get the Electivire, so we're gonna have to focus that Electivire, and it's gonna take us a while to get to that 120 damage. But thankfully the Sprigatito cannot attack on turn 1. Without starting with Pachirisu, this deck becomes just a long game, trying to keep that Electabuzz alive as long as possible. Thankfully we get a Pokemon Center Lady to help us in that goal. We're gonna go for the Professor's Research, get a potion in and a Pokeball in. Let's go for that Pokeball too. We get our second Electabuzz on the bench, and we're gonna go for our first energy on the primary Electabuzz and put that second one on the bench for the time being. We're probably going to get hit this turn by the Florigato, but that's okay. He's going to go for a Sabrina, which is actually nice for us, which means we have more time to set up that second Electabuzz. And he goes for the 40 hit on that primary Electabuzz, and we get a giant cape here. So we are going to go for the energy on the second Electabuzz. We're going to go for that Electivire here. I don't necessarily want to cape right now. I'm worried he does have the MEOWSCARADA though. I am, in this case, just in case he has the MEOWSCARADA, cape our Electivire. And I may just let this Electabuzz die, this front Electabuzz, because I believe that MEOWSCARADA does either 60 or 70 base damage. If it is 70, then we're going to get KO'd either way and waste all of our healing items. We're just going to end turn there. I say all, I think there's still a second potion in our deck, and we have 7 cards left to grab. There's the MEOWSCARADA. It does hit for 60, so we could have survived one more hit. He goes for the 60 hit, KOs our Pokemon, and we're kind of down to just hoping Electivire can get the job done here. But we are just 2 more energy away from that 120 hit. You get a Rocky Helmet as well, which would have been nice to use earlier. This Pokemon is not an EX Pokemon, so that makes this a little bit tough, but we are just going to have to go for that 40 hit. And pray he doesn't have a Team Rocket Grunt. Goes for a Weedle, so this is a MEOWSCARADA Beedrill deck as well. And we are going to be able to KO this MEOWSCARADA this turn. Very nice. Very nice. We'll put that Pachirisu down for now, just for fun. Since we need to use the Rocky Helmet eventually, I guess we don't need to, but we can. And we are definitely going to go for as many heals as possible and get back up to almost full HP here. But we now KO that MEOWSCARADA. That's a 120 hit there. And we take the first point, or I guess second point here. They took the first point from us. We get our first point. It's 1-1 tie right now. Let's see what this opponent does this turn. Goes in for the Kakuna, hoping to paralyze us. Let's pray they don't get the paralyze off. And they do, of course. I should have saved that Pokemon Center lady to get a Dawn instead. That is really unfortunate. That is extremely unfortunate, actually. We're gonna go for one more energy on the Electivire here and hope he doesn't have the Beedrill, but I assume he does have the Beedrill. Goes for the second energy there. Are we gonna see the Beedrill this turn? We don't see the Beedrill yet. Please don't KO us or paralyze us again. We don't get paralyzed, so we are gonna be able to KO this Kakuna. Thank you so much. Potion is there, which is great. Takes us back out of range of a couple attacks. And I'm unfortunately just going to keep adding energy to this Electivire in hopes that he doesn't have a team, or that a team rocket run, if he needs it, can't take a shot. There's our second point on that Kakuna. Seems to be getting unlucky with getting those cards, and he does end up conceding, so that was a simple win for us. Electivire, I love this card, I love this deck. So feel free to test around with this deck. As you saw, the second Electabuzz really was just a placeholder, and we didn't even end up using either Pachirisu. So it's just up to you on what you enjoy using and what you want to use. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what kind of content you want to keep seeing. I'm going to keep going with this until I hit all the energies. Make sure you check out my other Pokemon content as well. And if you like FC25, I got some of that on the channel as well. Go take a look. I appreciate you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.